68% of all the Latinos in America know somebody that's undocumented. And for all you folks at home, that's the folks who's picking your salad and milking your cows.
You're a Mexican, you're illegal, and that's against the law.
Milk's finna go up. Buckle up.
Hopefully we go back to the Trump way it was, where the stay in Mexico policy.
But for anyone who thinks that Donald Trump is bluster and bluff on this issue, he ran on it. He didn't run on scare tactics. He ran on what was either the top issue or the second top issue among the American people for the entirety of the campaign.
ICE teams are out there as of today. We gave them the direction to prioritize public safety threats that we're looking for. So we've been working up the target list.
What to do with the business is, people? It's your boy That Way with Jack Travis to be precise, man. Now, you know how we do, you know how we doing it. Back in this thing again, you understand me, man? Back around here one more time for your mind. You dig what I'm saying? Very hot topic to talk about, man. Very hot topic. Hot topic, as always, here on That Way with Jack Travis, man. So, I'll start it out by saying, if you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe to the content, get me in the algorithm, we go accordingly. As I always say. But I'll do it like this. I'll ask you, do you realize what today is? Well, shout to the homie Martin Luther King. It's his day for sure. But it was also Mr. Donald J. Trump's day. The day that he officially takes control of the office of the presidency of these United States. Now, there have been various reasons pointed out as to why he won this election, and this particular part of the conversation is really glaring, man. You dig? Especially when you consider the rhetoric surrounding this situation and the direction that people chose to still go. It's baffling. But you know, I guess anything is better than being. I'll let you fill in the blank. I don't want to be accused of certain things, but you know, it seems to be that was the onus behind this thing. But this particular group of individuals, man, now in the run up to this whole thing, they were behaving in a peculiar sort of way. What do I mean? This is what I mean. Pictures and songs, all this kind of praise, and donating money, and you know, and it's a very strange thing. It's a very strange thing because apparently, I don't know if they thought Trump was playing. I don't know that they understand the caliber of individual that they're dealing with. Well, the caliber of the group that they're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? You better pick up a history book now. Not to mention that Trump went into these antics in his first administration. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the fervor. They love it. They all for it. They with it. Donald Trump is their guy. He gonna get, you know, they apparently they understand the meaning of American values and what it is to be a good red-blooded American, more than they call them super Americans. You know what I'm saying? But it's really crazy. And now, you know, I'm gonna save some of my salient thoughts for after we get a little further in this video, man. But that was just the setup. You know what I'm saying? They were all in for Trump. All in, no matter. And a lot of them seem to take a perspective that it doesn't apply to them, which is such a slippery slope, because they don't realize that the people that they're telling it to don't care. You dig what I'm saying? They haven't a care in the world, you know. So now, here at the beginning of the year, a particular letter started to circulate, and we're gonna get into it right here, right quick. not that letter. That letter was matriculating around when they were running around giving their support to Trump. No. This letter right here. This letter is called the Brown Roundup, Part 1, stating and obviously pointing to that there is a Part 2 in the future. My God. Let's begin. Starting the last part of January of 2025, this nation will commence the largest roundup of brown illegals in our history. How can you help? Start identifying those folks who you suspect are here in our country on an illegal basis. Church. Sit in your church's parking lot and write down the license plate number of the brown folks. This is extremely important if you attend a Catholic church. Many brown folks are Catholics. Shopping. Again, if you see a bunch of brown folks getting in a car, write down the plate number. Schools. As you wait in line to pick up the kiddos or the grandkiddos, if you see brown folks, record the plate number. Your neighborhood. You know where the brown folks live in your neighborhood? Again, record the plate numbers. If you see a construction crew and or landscaping crew who have brown folks, write down the name of the company and the phone number. We have received information brown folks who are currently in Idaho and Montana are planning to move to our state because they believe it will be safer for them. So don't limit the license plate to just Oregon. Brown folks from any state will be able to be reported to the Department of Homeland Security. Why are you doing this? Shortly after 21st of January, Homeland Security will create a hotline to which you can send your information. Ultimately, there will be a unique contact point for each individual state. When Homeland Security starts their roundup process, these brown folks will be placed in county jails in which the counties have signed a contract. These counties will be reimbursed and the brown folks will remain until the camps are completed in Texas. Then these folks will be transferred there. As you know, at no point during the home purchase process is a potential home buyer required to show citizenship status. So when the brown folks are rounded up, their properties will be confiscated, just like the properties belonging to the Japanese in California were during World War II. So within a short term, there will be a whole lot of homes on the market for us white folks to purchase. And with the inventory so high, the prices will very low and affordable. Yeah, that's the Brown Roundup. Now, I don't know how that's received by the people that I feel like it's pointed towards. You know, it's an interesting bed that you make, and now you have to sleep in it, man. Because I do not think that they're joking. You dig what I'm saying? This may be a bullshit letter that, you know, didn't really circulate too far. They just got it out enough to make it into the mainstream media. But with it making it into the mainstream media, whether it was a real letter that circulated around Oregon or not, it's now circulated around the world. And there are plenty of people that read that and are they feel akin to it. Those are their feelings exactly. You dig what I'm saying? If you do not know and you do not believe that there's a whole contingent of people having already written down license plates and maps of neighborhoods and reporting co-workers, you got another thing coming. Don't let Elon Musk come out and say he got $1,000 for each. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him put a bounty, as you will, on it. Don't let them start deputizing regular citizens or police officers or ex-retired cops and shit. Man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a show. It is gonna be a show. So, moving right along, we're gonna go into the main, or at least like the big discussion they had on CNN about it, man. See what a couple of these people had to say, and we'll continue our analysis as we go.
This is what Trump ran on. He ran on scare politics. I think it's important to center this conversation to talk about immigration some, and that the last full month of the Biden administration here in December was the lowest crossing at the border since 2020 when Donald Trump was president. Do I agree that if there's bad people here that have committed major crimes, they should be kicked out of this country? Absolutely. But 68% of all the Latinos in America know somebody that's undocumented. And for all you folks at home, that's the folks who's picking your salad and milking your cows. On CNN tonight, In South Dakota, our farmer came on this show and talked about how he had voted for Donald Trump and didn't really think Donald Trump was going to deport the men and women who are milking his cows. Milk's finna go up. Buckle up.
Well, I want to, you made a point here about criminals, because I think they've been pretty clear for logistical reasons that they are going to start with let's figuratively speaking, the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest thing for them to accomplish. Are you, Keith, concerned about a plan that involves rounding up people who are already adjudicated as criminals? Maybe they have deportation orders, maybe they have final orders of deportation, and saying we're finally going to get you and deport you as the court has adjudicated?
Well, the devil's in the detail, and I don't really know where the details are. It seems like there's a lot of puff right now and a lot of scare tactics. They want people to be afraid about this. I just don't understand how they have the infrastructure to be able to pull this off on Tuesday. I mean, Tom Homan himself was saying, we need 100,000 detention beds in order to be able to do this. And we have like 20,000 or 40,000 or something like that. You're talking about doubling the number of detention beds in order to be able to keep these people in some sort of space before you can deport them. How are they going to possibly do this? So I think a lot of what is going on right now is they want people to be scared so that Trump can come in and pretend like he's doing something. We're going to have a lot of executive orders signed in the next few days, and we're going to think there's something happening, but I don't really think he's going to be able to do as much as he wants to do. But it will be dangerous, but not as quickly as he wants it to be.
I think, though, that what's important to remember is that a lot of the policies that were put in place by the Biden administration are going to be taken away, so that hopefully we go back to the Trump way it was, where the stay in Mexico policy.
Is that Roseanne Barr? That got to be Roseanne Barr, right? She done cleaned her act up a little bit, man. I'm proud of her.
I mean, we had a week and a half ago in Boston, we had a situation where an illegal was in a housing unit with over $1 million worth of fentanyl, an AK-47, and weapons. And these are the type of people that they want to get rid of.
We have
These
American
are the people,
citizens in
there are
Las
going to be
Vegas
plenty of
and
people,
New Orleans who are killing
plenty of
people as well.
criminals.
I mean, we have American citizens in the United States who are committing acts of terrorism, who are committing murders and crimes. In fact, American citizens, natural-born American citizens, are more likely to commit those crimes than people who come here as immigrants.
Then they have to face a court as well.
It's easy to pick out a case and cherry-pick this and say, this is the problem that we're all facing because this one person did this one horrible thing. And we can all agree that that's a horrible thing. But that's not how you make policy. You don't make policy because of anecdotal evidence. You make policy based on facts and statistics and data.
Yeah, and the fact remains that the overwhelming number of immigrants here are law-abiding people who are paying taxes, who are following the law. And this sort of notion of like, we must remove all of them as rapidly as possible, and that's the problem with America, that's a really dangerous way to look at it.
Well, they're not going to be able to remove all of them.
That's right.
Almost everybody acknowledges that. And so are we going to see a bunch of activity on Tuesday, and then it's going to taper off when people turn to other issues that come up? Because to get to even 1 million is going to take quite a long time. It could take the entire year, let alone 11 million. That's probably not going to happen.
You'll see activity. I don't know about a lot of activity, but for anyone who thinks that Donald Trump is bluster and bluff on this issue, he ran on it. He didn't run on scare tactics. He ran on what was either the top issue or the second top issue among the American people for the entirety of the campaign. And so you're going to see him deliver on his promise. It will be a promise made, promise kept to start moving forward on that. But I will say, I think it is a fair criticism that expectations have not been appropriately set. I think that Donald Trump, Tom Homan, the entire team needs to do a better job explaining precisely what we will see and when, because there are some folks on my side of the aisle, Republicans, who are going to expect everything to get fixed in 6 months, and there are others who will expect absolutely nothing will happen. Government is government. It's going to be messy. It's not going to be easy, and they need to be honest about that.
What are we in for in terms of the legal environment? I mean, I remember almost like it was yesterday, that first week of the first Trump administration, when people were at airports, there was mass confusion both inside and outside of the United States. There were court cases being adjudicated in the middle of the night, all kinds of things like that. It was actual pure chaos.
I remember that. That was going back to the Muslim ban and a lot of the stuff that was putting in it. Let me live this in real life. Both of my business partners are immigrants. They've both been in this country over 20 years. One of them under DACA, the temporary service for kids who have come, and the other under TPS from El Salvador. Both went to their entire school in America. Both graduated with honors. Both of them now are business partners with me and make more money than a U.S. congressman and don't know the certainty of what their lives will be. Have they broke the law? No. But if they stay past March when one of their TPS expires, then they have, quote unquote, broke the law, to your points about devils in the details. So real people are living this, and I have a very, very good life. And folks around me have a good life. Think about the people who are just trying to make it every day and the uncertainty in their lives.
So
I'm sorry, if this had been an issue that both sides in Congress had been actually trying to fix for years, I could understand this. But this has been a problem that especially Republicans have lifted up and not wanted a solution so they could continue running on it. And this is like the ultimate I'm going to seem tough on crime moment. And it is going to be quite frightening for a lot of Americans to watch these sort of raids. This is not the sort of America that a lot of people...
Sorry, Chuck. They don't care, brother. Old Pete Seat.
That's actually hilarious.
Pete Seat. He pretty much hit the nail on the head, man. Listen. There are going to be a lot of people that are expecting things to get moving right out the gate. A lot of people are going to be cool with the slow rolling of it. But Donald Trump ran on this, man. The majority of the people, I mean, hell, the majority of the United States aren't bosses. You know, they don't fall into the tax bracket where they can even begin to fathom how, you know, they're gonna prosper or suffer by way of tariffs and taxes. They're not even in that realm, right? But the one thing that they do share is their hatred of people that don't look like them. And to have they do basically have a mandate when it comes to that, man, because, you know, with the way that the election went, I think that the Latino people, they sort of alienated anybody that was going to assist them in the fight. You know what I'm saying? They left a bad taste in people's mouths. Not only because of what it seems like what they just didn't vote for, but it's like what you voted for when it comes to you. But like, you know, Chuck was describing his two business partners, and he may be afraid for them, and they may be afraid for their future. But I tend to think that people are here legally and been here legally for a long time, especially big business people with money. They should be fine. But the thing about it is, they don't care about the ones that's going to be deported. You understand what I'm saying? So she's saying, well, yeah, Miss Cute Lady's saying, well, you know, they're not going to be doing it and be able to do it in the first year. Well, he's got 4 years. Yeah, they won't get 11 million out, but that's the one thing that he has. I feel like that's the one thing that he has to stand on, because I think we already see with his cabinet appointments and all this, down the third, the economy and the race relations and the spending budgets and the wars and all of that. Trump is not, even though I think apparently, well, Netanyahu, they sound like a conditional little ceasefire. I don't think any of that is going to improve. And most of the people that talk about that online and on Twitter, they don't really have the type of mind to wrap around these very complex issues. They have a Twitter brain. They have a YouTube brain. They have a Newsmax brain. So they can latch onto the ideas that promote what they're thinking and elaborate on those and swear that they know how to operate the Pentagon. They know how budgets should be divvied out and this, that, and the third, but they don't really understand fucking world politics on the stage like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand how trickle down in economics. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell them that they're not the smartest economists in the room. But the one thing that they will, that they have in common, that the majority of his people share, that he's gonna have to stick to in order to keep them in the fight with them, is getting people out of here that don't look like them. Because I've said before, if you are in a space in your life, professionally, where the things you do well, and you do for a living in life to support your family and all of that, if that job has competition from a person that came across the border with not even shoes on their feet in many cases, definitely not with an American education. You dig what I'm saying? Whatever education they had is not even valid in America with our system. We want you to. So if you're having competition from a person like that, that's a you problem. America don't hold you shit, bro. You fumble the bag. You understand what I'm saying? What, your car washing business is threatened? Your cutting grass business is threatened? Like the most low level, and I'm not shitting on people that do it, but the people that have lawn services out here that aren't of the Latino heritage, they're not complaining, bro. There's plenty yards to be cut, there's plenty grass to be cut. I mean, that's a kid's job. So outside of our teenagers in the neighborhood, I don't think there's anyone out here complaining about their job. And if you are complaining about your job having too much competition from people like that, that's your problem. But again, that's the one thing they have in common. That's the one thing that they... Now, maybe Trump doesn't care because he's going to do his 4 years. He can't run again. And maybe he doesn't care about how well J.D. Vance or the Republican Party fares going forward. But I do believe that's the one thing that he's going to definitely try and get accomplished. And I think he's got kind of like the support from like the whole country. Both sides are just kind of like... The people that would have been on their side of the fight are kind of like hands off right now. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, they tripping, bro. And so, you know, I don't know if they understand who they're dealing with. Like, this is American history what we're talking about, bro. Like, this isn't just like a Elian Gonzalez moment. You know what I'm saying? This is like American history. And if you read back through American history on further into world history, you will understand who you're dealing with, man. Like, bro, you cannot put it past them. Like, they are the type of people that will get this type of shit done. And it's so crazy to see these people have voted for it. But, you know, it's been people trying to tell them about it, either up front in their face, letting them know that they aren't welcome, or trying to educate them. So, you know.
You Mexicans are going to learn your lesson. Keep it up. Keep it up.
What you say
Keep
about
it up.
my paper?
You're a Mexican, you're illegal, and that's against the law.
Oh, yeah.
What up, guys? Coming West 10 TV. So I guess they're protesting out there in Bakersfield, California. They're mad about the ice raids they conducted and stuff like that, and chanting, "Don't bite the hands that feed you." I guess on behalf of the people that pick vegetables and all that. I'm gonna tell you just like this. Y'all community voted for mass deportation because you voted for Trump, but now you got the audacity to sit out there and try to hold a damn rally, trying to protest about some civil rights and all the time about they breaking up families. They wouldn't break up y'all families if y'all didn't come here legally. And this time around, I don't think y'all have no support. Y'all don't think y'all really understand. 70 to 75% of Americans are for mass deportation. So I don't know who's gonna come to y'all aid to try to help y'all. And mind you this, you are in the wrong. This is absolute crazy, talking about y'all violate my civil rights. What rights do you have here? You know what I mean? Trump ain't even got in there yet. And don't you know he'll probably start offering people bonuses to join ICE and immigration, homeland security. I mean, y'all got a hell of a battle to fight, but y'all ain't gonna win this one, Jack, because the American people, they're tired of it. Peace.
So, you know, people have been trying to explain this to him, but again, man, I guess anything is better than being black for the most part. You know what I'm saying? That's how people view it and view the whole situation. Because if you look at all the things that were put on the table prior, man, I think that's what ultimately played the last card and why people voted the way that they did. You dig what I'm saying? In this unfortunate situation, man, I don't know what kind of dog I've got in the fight and people in my general demographic, man, but maybe just this is the way things are supposed to go. You know, maybe 100 years from now, or 50 years, or 25 years from now, we're supposed to be able to look up and read about this is when whatever you're gonna end up calling this. It doesn't have a name just yet because it hadn't got started. And I'm semi making jokes about it, but let's be absolutely honest, man. There are gonna be some people that are rounded up and mistreated and deported for no reason. There's gonna be some violence behind these things. The first Latino person that chooses to grab a weapon to defend their property or what have you and shoot at some police or something, man, that's just gonna be icing on the cake, bro. Like, they're gonna go ham. You dig what I'm saying? Again, he's talking about deputizing the regular people. He's about ending birthright citizenship. I hear that they're building little camps and stuff, or have got plans for it. Like, it's sounding crazy. It sounds like, I mean, I won't say that word about that event over there in Germany, because they hadn't got to the levels like that as far as the atrocities and all that. But as far as, man, it's got the potential to kind of, you know, to go down that pathway. You're talking about kids getting separated, and I doubt that they give a damn about those kids that are sitting there and they parents chose to do. It's just gonna get messy, man. And to think that they voted for that, and off the basis of, I guess, not caring about the ones that they will fall under, not understanding that the people you're dealing with consider all of you all to be the same. Like, better pay attention to black people and what we've been saying, because black people are stellar. We do some nice things out here, man. But we're still viewed as, just not up to par, man. You see how they doing about this whole DEI thing and everything, but it's wild.
Based on your initial schedule, that today roundups of criminal illegal aliens and the process of deporting them would begin. That seems to have been put on hold for a little while. When can we expect that to happen? Where will it begin?
No, it started.
It has started.
ICE teams are out there as of today. We gave them the direction to prioritize public safety threats that we're looking for. So we've been working up the target list. There was some discussion about Chicago because the specific operational plan was released. So we had to look at and reevaluate, does this raise officer safety concerns? And it does. Mm-hmm. But we've addressed that, and teams are out there effective today.
But, I guess the only saving grace is this right here. All right. This is updated information. If you see ICE, my people of the Latino heritage, this is what you should do. This is what this paper says you should do. If an immigrant agent tries to question you, red X, do not open the door if an immigration agent is knocking. Okay? Do not answer any questions from an agent if they try to talk to you. You have the right to remain silent. Do not sign anything without first speaking with the lawyer. You have a right to speak with the lawyer. Do ask the agent if you are free to leave if you are outside of our home or at work. If they say yes, leave. Oh my God. Do show them the following slide through a window, but do not hand them your phone. Oh my God. This is the slide. God damn. The slide says, I choose to exercise my constitutional rights. I do not wish to speak with you, answer your questions, or sign or hand you any documents based on my Fifth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution. I do not give you permission to enter my home based on my Fourth Amendment rights under the Fourth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution unless you have a warrant to enter signed by a judge or magistrate with my name on it that you give me. What? I do not give you permission to search any of my belongings based on my Fourth Amendment rights. Bro, I don't know who the UFW Foundation is, but I just like to address a couple of things in this here document. Alright, so first and foremost, do not open the door if an immigration agent is knocking. Well, that's one that you can get away with for a short period of time. But you do know that they coming through that door. Right? Do not answer any questions from an agent if they try and talk to you. You have the right to remain silent. That you do. But see, that usually applies to a situation where you go, down to the precinct and you quiet until your lawyer comes in. Let me not get ahead of myself. Third, do not sign anything without first speaking with the lawyer. You have a right to speak with the lawyer. Again, that's when you're a legal citizen. You have right to representation And, you know, when you're illegal, like, you don't have, you know, socials, and, you know, you don't really have a right to represent as far as being in the country. So I don't know that one is going to work. Now we move on to the black check things. Do ask the agent if you're free to leave. If you're outside of our home or at work, if they say yes, leave. I don't know how much they watch Audit to Audit or any of these little cop things that be on YouTube. You're rarely permitted to leave. You're being detained just by default. So that one probably not going to work for you either. Do show them the following slide. This is what following slide. Again, let's just go through these one by one. I do not wish to speak with you based on some Fifth Amendment rights. Again, the Fifth Amendment does not apply to an illegal alien. So it's like, who's giving this advice, bro? Then it's more about the Fourth Amendment. And it's like, listen, when you get to talking about amendments and numbers and shit, like, you are in invalid territory. So listen. I don't know that those are good strategies. Those sound like strategies to get yourself aggressed upon. And I don't know who's going to be turning the camera on like, look at this, what's happening to Hector. Yeah, I just don't know that it's going to happen, man. I'm not looking forward to seeing it, but I just don't know the outcome and the reaction from people around if it starts to occur. You know? But that's pretty much where we are, man. Tuesday morning, which is in approximately 4 hours where I am. We'll see what happens, man. Until then, this has been That Way with Jack Travis. I'll let y'all soon.
Police took my mom. Police took my mom. Police took my mom. My abuelita gets to tag along. My niece was outlawed. My niece was outlawed. My niece was outlawed. I didn't have a chance to say so long.